Welcome to Reel Doofs. I'm Joe.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Drew.
And this is a movie podcast where normally we watch a movie that Drew has seen and Brian and I have not. But this time, I've seen the movie. And Brian and Drew have not. Well, Drew...
It's been a while. I've seen this movie like once or twice when I was really, really young, but it's been at least 15, 16 years since I've seen it. So I'm really excited to watch this, especially with tomorrow, the new Martin Scorsese movie coming out to Netflix, The Irishman.
Yep.
So huge fan. Can't wait. But I remember little details. But like, I don't know how this movie goes from A to B. I just know like some random parts.
Scorsese's the guy who hates the Marvel movies, right?
Oh, hates them.
Yeah, well, he's the one who he doesn't think they're real cinema.
Right.
He tried watching one once. It was probably like Iron Man 2, and he was like, or Incredible Hulk, and he was probably like, no. And so
I hope it was Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Oh,
that was the first Marvel movie.
Also, I don't know
seen.
if he actually hates them. I just know he's thrown some shade at them.
Yeah,
He said it's garbage because it's just like it's the popular thing, and there's a bunch of them,
and it's just being
like,
recycled.
I don't think he's actually ever
which
said
is the same thing that happened with all these Italian mobster movies in the 70s and 80s, and then the same thing that happened with all the westerns in like the 50s. So like,
yes,
true, okay.
it is actually has a really interesting like turn to him because like when Star Wars came out, like these old like Western directors and like old time directors weren't like, that's brilliant. They were like, "Bruh, get off my lawn."
and really it like paid homage to like the original like westerns.
Right.
Like Star Wars is a space western.
Yeah,
That's true.
So the funny thing is though, he actually like everything got out of hand with Scorsese and that, and he wrote like an essay recently, I think in the New York Times, and it's just a whole explanation. And it's basically he's just like, it's not for me. They're not what I call cinema because of, he's like, I think they're huge attractions, and they're like, he called them like theme parks. They're big attractions, and they're meant to just put people in, put people out, but it doesn't have the same emotion that other movies in smaller movies. And I beg to differ. It's the guy who made The Godfather, Francis Ford Coppola. He was the one who was recently interviewed and called the movies despicable. So when we get to The Godfather, you're going down. We're tear that movie apart.
Yeah,
number 2 greatest film of all time. My ass.
Yeah, seriously.
So
I better bawl when I see Godfather because Lord knows I cried during the
end of Endgame.
The end of Endgame. Cried like a baby in that theater by myself.
Well, you might be crying from boredom. Sorry, Fran.
So today we're not watching The Godfather. We're actually watching the 1990 classic, I guess you could
I would
say.
100% say classic.
Classic Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Goodfellas.
Directed by Martin Scorsese, who we've talked about already.
Yes.
So this movie, I took an Italian-American like cinema class in college, and
Wow.
we
That's so specific.
That's very specific.
yeah,
like,
it was
really?
like it was like one of those classes that was like
Taught by Martin Scorsese.
it was like
It's the only movie you ever need to watch.
Italian American.
Italian American
You didn't get
cinema.
like the Italian directors, like you weren't like Sergio Leone or anything like that. You were getting like Italian American. I'm just sorry. That's really like
Yeah, it was like specifically Italian American culture. Anyway, it was like one of those classes that double dips into a few different like competencies, like history and maybe a little bit of culture, and I don't know. Anyway,
That's actually really cool.
Anyway, I took this class, and we were one of our classes was just like watching this movie, and I was like, oh, here comes like this like boring movie. I didn't know much about it, and I ended up loving it.
movie came out before I was born. It can't be good.
And I mean, I had never heard of it, unfortunately, but loved it. Goodfellas. Wrote like a huge term paper on it. And I mean, I don't remember a whole lot about it, so I had to, cheat and read the Wikipedia page before this. But yeah, we're gonna watch Goodfellas. Love it. So you two are gonna have to guess what happens. What do you think happens? Now, Drew, you said you've seen it, but you don't remember a lot.
Yes, I can give you a couple of things that happen, Brian, and then you thread those together.
Ooh, okay.
That's
my
what I want
favorite thing to do.
Okay, so I think the first line of the movie.
Okay. Oh,
Like,
that's good.
Now it might again before it's even the first line. I think we get like not necessarily a montage, but we have this very Scorsese like we're seeing what's going on in town, and I think it's like you see like some mobsters or something like that, and they're doing work. But like the first line, at least that the main character says, and again it's either the very first line in the movie or it's like very quick, but it's like ever since I can remember, I've always wanted to be a. And I'm going to let you Mad Lib this, Brian. What he always wanted to be a, I think it was like.
I always wanted to be a good fella.
Yeah, and I don't think he's like, I always wanted to be a mobster, but he's like, it was something like a nickname for the mobsters.
Like a gangster.
Maybe.
Always wanted to be a gangster.
It might have been. He's like, I always wanted to be a something. Because I remember when I saw this, in like middle
Instantly
school,
what you wanted to be.
No, I started writing a short story, and my first line, the story was called Punks, and it was like ever since I can remember, I always wanted to be a punk.
That's awesome.
Yeah, rip off, man, but still. So there's this thing. So he's a kid, and he's
always wanted to be something.
Yeah, and he starts doing work for the local mob, the mobs.
Okay,
the mobs.
I'm just trying to think of like the time frame that this takes place. I'm assuming like 40s, 50s.
I think it's later than that.
Later than that?
I think. Oh, and I think that, by the way, this is based on a true
that
story.
Or it's like 70s.
Yeah, I think it's around 70s or 80s. It's based on a true story.
I was going to guess that it was based on a true story. Actually,
yeah.
That was one of my guesses.
Yeah, and this is also the movie that like pretty much made Ray Liotta a star, the lead actor, for like a hot minute, and then he went into one of those things where he made a bunch of movies, but nothing like caught fire again for him. He's been in notable things. You'll see him, and you're going to be like, that's that old curmudgeon who's like always a bad guy. Okay. He's either a bad cop or a mobster, like in everything he does.
He doesn't have it as good as like actors like Nick Cage, where everything that they're in is just gold.
But yeah, Nick Cage just does everything he can too, because anyway. So let's get back on track here. So he does these jobs. He starts making his way up, and he's like he's like kind of higher up there, and I think he works a lot with De Niro.
So you're telling me this movie's about one person, not a group of fellas?
No, it's the Goodfellas. It's him, De Niro, and Joe Pesci. And Joe Pesci, like De Niro is the more like straight arrow kind of guy. He's older. He's been in for a while. And Pesci, all I remember is like on ADHD. Like a lot of, you're going to hear a lot of like grunty, like high pitch, like a lot of that noise is coming from him.
Can't wait.
Very aggressive. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of racial slurs in the movie. And I know there's a very famous scene, and I know it, but I don't want to say it. I want Brian to actually see it because I know he'll know this scene because it's so big in pop culture. It's happened years and years and years, and it's in a bar.
I know.
Yeah,
Exactly
I'm not going to actually say it, but this is another one that I know for a fact, and it's a scene that like you're going to be like, that's what this is from. This is where it came from.
Yeah.
So then, again, last couple details I remember for a fact.
Okay.
Main character likes to fuck with the lights on. Weird. Just a random thing. That's what I laughed earlier about. I was like, that dude likes to fuck with the lights on. Or maybe he wants them off. I don't know. Someone wants the lights on. And then,
What kind of monster?
yeah, I know. He's just like, I want to see. No. He's like, no, God is watching. That's what it is. Like, lights off because God's watching. I don't know. So then,
What is the other
the other thing
fact
is that, well, you know what? I don't think I should say it because it might ruin the end of the movie.
Okay.
So I'm actually not going to say it, but there's definitely there's a murder with like in the trunk of a car.
Okay.
Someone gets like
There's
made.
a murder in the trunk of a
Yeah,
car.
someone
Okay.
gets like, and I think they like beat the shit out of or think this guy's dead, and they open the trunk and he's like, and like I think somebody, De Niro might even shoot him, or Pesci has a fucking meat cleaver, like a huge butcher knife, and he got it from his mom. That's right. The scene, it's like this dude
It's
is
all coming to
this
you.
dude is in the trunk. I don't remember why he's in the trunk, who he is, but he's in the trunk of the car, and they're like, yeah, we gotta stop and see my mom. And like they go to the mom's house and they're eating spaghetti. They're like literally eating dinner, and like they're talking, and then Joe Pesci like picks up this giant knife. He's like, "Hey, Ma, can I have this? Can I take this?" She's like, "Oh yeah," because she doesn't know he's like a mobster. Okay, and then they're in the woods. They open it and it goes, "Grr," and he's like, "Yeah," because he like stabbed it.
With
And
a meat cleaver?
Yeah, dude.
You don't stab with a meat cleaver.
Well,
You
no,
chop.
no, it's a
You
butcher knife. No,
cleave.
it's a butcher knife.
Oh,
It's like a
butcher knife,
long,
okay.
sharp. He does. I'm telling you, you're gonna hear those like noises, like a lot of grunty noises.
Love me some Pesci.
All right, so
Yeah.
those are all the facts that Drew
Those are-
thinks he remembers from the movie.
Yeah. Some of that's definitely gonna happen.
So Brian, fill in some details. What do you think happens? What do you think this movie's about?
So our main fella,
Okay.
he's never got like a ton of attention from dad. So he's got some daddy issues.
Probably.
And his dad, famous mobster, maybe gets
Oh.
like put away or something like that. So doesn't get to see him too much, but wants to like prove himself to daddy mafia. We'll call this guy Johnny Mafia
Johnny Mafia.
for now. I don't think his last name's Mafia. I'll go in on Johnny. Johnny sounds like a good like kid who wants to be in the mafia. Gets in with the wrong crowd, meets up with De Niro and Pesci, and joins their group, and they're the Goodfellas. That makes sense to me. I think one thing that I'm pretty sure it's this movie. I watch a lot of this YouTube series called Binging with Babish. It's a cooking show where he cooks meals from movies, and one of them is prison sauce, and I'm like 90% sure it's from Goodfellas, but I didn't look it up before this. I watched it like a year ago, where he like dices garlic with a little razor blade. And so you talking about this mom's house, I'm thinking they learned the recipe in this mom's house, and then later in prison they make this sauce in prison, but they don't get the big knives to cut the garlic with, so cutting garlic with like a tiny razor blade. Prison sauce recipe though is like basically you're cooking your meatballs and your sausage in with the sauce, so you get all the flavor. But the base of that sauce, you get your garlic cut up with that little razor blade.
That's how I make my prison sauce.
So yeah,
So they end up in prison at one point.
I think they end up in prison at one point.
At like the end?
I don't think it ends with them like in prison, because that'd be weird if they're like, and then we show them making sauce,
Like
and then
they're
that's
all
the
like,
end of the movie.
Like they go to jail and they're like, let's have a good time and make some prison sauce.
Everywhere
And, like,
you look,
yeah.
everywhere.
And like they're like so big in prison that they get their to have stoves and make like they get to make
that might be it.
yeah, right?
You
They're
get like special treatment.
yeah,
when
like they
you're-
get fresh meatballs and stuff.
Yeah, you're like the boss.
So maybe the boss is in jail.
Yeah.
And they're in jail with the boss? The
Oh,
Goodfellas?
Or maybe they go visit like their boss in jail, and he's like, "Let me make you some prison sauce." I think we're gonna get a lot of phrases. So I think, "Hey, I'm walking here." I think we get that one. I think we get some reference to sleeping with the fishes, cement shoes. I'm gonna throw down on you mess with the bull, you get the horns. These are all things my dad has said at one point, and so I'm just trying to.
Is your dad a mobster?
He might be. You said there's a restaurant scene, so I feel like
I think I said bar, but
I
if
think
you really want a restaurant, okay.
maybe someone like
I guarantee there's a scene in a restaurant at some point.
someone hides a gun in a toilet, and then like they go to the restaurant and they like pat him down, like, "Oh, you got no guns," and you're like, "Cool."
You're thinking
I
of
gotta
the
go
wrong-
take a pee.
You're
and then
literally
you go,
saying a plot point in a whole different mobster movie right now.
"Damn it."
You're literally explaining
I can confirm
a
that as
different
well.
mob movie. Yeah, that is you are. I mean, that is a thing that happens
Okay.
in a different mob movie.
I'm pretty sure I saw it in like The Simpsons or something. So
You absolutely saw that happen in an episode of The Simpsons. That is great.
All right, so I got a lot of guesses from you, but it's a lot of just like kind of clips, sayings.
Yeah, you see how hard this is, Joe?
Yeah. So how about what do you think is the main story that we follow?
I think it's the fellas, right? Like we
Yeah,
gotta get
yeah.
the whole fellas. So why are they the good fellas though? I like that expression doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, it
because they're
will.
not good; they're bad. They do bad things.
Yeah, but they do it so well.
Oh, because they're good at it.
Maybe.
Oh, you want this job done? You got to get the good fellas. You don't want the bad fellas because they're bad at it and they'll get caught. These guys won't get caught; they're the good ones.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So
Get Frankie Big Eyes on the job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Someone's got like quotations middle.
Yeah. Johnny No Lips, because he never speaks. Right?
Johnny No Knees, because he leaves you with no knees.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. There's definitely there's going to be like Frank the Eye. And they're like, why is he Frank the Eye? And he's going to like pop somebody in the eye. I don't know. I guarantee this, Joe, someone's going to get popped.
Oh,
Whether
yeah.
it's
Someone's
a
getting.
fist,
Someone's getting popped.
someone's
All
getting
right.
popped. So, and also, another one. Here's another one for you, Brian. He got made.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's going to get made.
Someone's gonna get
Someone's gonna
made.
get made.
Big time.
What does that mean? Getting made?
If you get made, you're getting killed.
Well, you're getting killed because they don't want you to talk. Getting made is when the cops know who you are, right?
I think. Oh, so me like no. I think. Well, maybe.
Oh shit! The cops know you're a mobster now. So
He made him. Yeah, I guess he was a rat. That's another one. He's a rat.
oh,
You're
yeah,
gonna hear a
rat's
lot of
good one. Someone's
Yeah.
gonna get a broken nose.
I'm no rat.
Sorry, we're deviating from plot here. Plot is Johnny Mafia.
Someone's a rat.
Johnny
That's gonna be-
Mafia.
Yeah, you started going into it. Johnny Mafia wants to prove
wants to prove himself. He's got daddy issues,
Okay,
and whether
okay.
it's directly to his dad or like in spirit,
Yeah.
wants ever since he was little, always wanted to be in the mafia.
Yep.
Always wanted to be a gangster of some kind, and so he gets in with the wrong crowd from an early age, and we see him being like very good at it as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
like swindling people out of money or like, hey, I'll protect you, Laka, if you throw me a few bucks. Like he's in high school and he's like teen mafia.
I don't think this kid makes it through much high school. He's in with the mobsters.
I'm writing my own very fun movie now called Teen Mafia. And it's this movie, but in high school.
Is
He's
it a
like, "Hey,
Disney Channel movie?
Yeah, it's a Disney Channel
is it
movie.
more
like Disney Plus original.
Disney Plus original, yeah. I'll protect
Give us
you.
money.
I'll protect you, Laka, if you throw me a few bucks. Make some cafeteria sauce.
Oh, and like there's a bully, and he goes up to like the main kid, and he's just like, Derek, whatever his name is, like sleeps with the fishes, and the kid's gonna wake up in bed with fish sticks in his bed, and he's like, yeah.
The thing is, with high school, you gotta
know
find the
what?
biggest dude there, and you gotta just beat the shit out of him.
Or you gotta get him right off the bat, and like you gotta show him you're the boss.
Oh, I
And,
do
like,
think
he's
that's
like,
in this movie, though.
"You're a
I think
Hugo
it's like
Boss."
we get like a prison tip on like when you go to prison, you just gotta like go for the biggest dude there to prove yourself as like I'm the kingpin of the prison here.
Yeah.
I think that trope maybe comes from this.
Maybe.
So he's grown up in the streets, gets in the crowd. We see him get real good at like criminal activity, and then he gets in with De Niro and Pesci, and they start doing like the big time stuff. But he's still learning a lot from them. They're the ones who've been around for a bit. But then that group gets recognized by others as like the Goodfellas, the ones that you go to get a job done right, and that's where we start to see like the visit to the they have to go like do a hit on a guy, so they
Okay.
get the guy in the trunk, and they go to Pesci's mom's house and get a meat cleaver, and then eventually they get caught and go to prison, and they get out somehow. The movie ends with them getting out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a true story, so it doesn't have to be like interesting. It will be interesting along the way, but
Sure.
the plot can be a lot more simple because I'm not writing a fictional movie. This is real.
Right. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Someone
so-
dies in prison. Someone gets shanked.
Someone dies in prison.
There's a shanking.
Oh, and Joe, I'm gonna also guess this. A lot of people are gonna die in this
Oh
movie.
yeah.
A lot of people get made.
Made into what?
So it ends with them getting out of prison. That's your guess.
Yep.
Getting out of prison.
I have a guess, but it's
Okay.
not a guess. It's
kinda- you
more.
kinda know how it
It's
ends,
more
Drew.
like how it
Okay.
ends, so I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
Ooh, we might get a classic like cuts to black and it shows you pictures of the real people, and it's like today, this person's
Ooh, that
Oh, like
that
at the
might
very
happen.
end, like
yeah.
a
yeah.
Like Johnny Scarponi is still around.
still out there.
yeah,
never
something
went
like
to
that.
prison.
Yeah, or he died in his sleep mysteriously. Okay.
Went crazy in prison from all the dementors flying around,
All right,
scaring
prison
you.
Mike, take it easy.
All right. So some of your guesses. The first line. Ever since I remember, I always wanted to be. That's Drew's guess,
Yeah.
and Brian filled it in with what was your guess there?
Be a gangster.
Gangster. Okay.
Or
Ever since I
It could
remember,
be.
I always wanted to be a gangster.
Because they definitely have like accents. So he's like gangsta.
Gangster. Okay.
He's a good fella.
He's a kid, starts doing work for a local mob. 40s, 50s, later than that?
Later.
70s or 80s?
I'm saying 70s, 80s. 80s probably.
Based on a true story. Ray, De Niro, and Joe Pesci, they're the Goodfellas. Joe Pesci, high-pitched voice, very grunty.
And grunty.
Grunty. Good.
The main character likes to fuck with the lights on.
Keep going, Joe.
There's
Keep
a
going.
murder in the trunk of a car. Thinks he's dead, but not. Meat cleaver got it from his mom eating spaghetti. Takes a meat cleaver from mom's house.
It is a butcher knife. I know it's a
Butcher knife,
stabby
okay.
knife, not a
I like how the
choppy
murder
knife.
happens in the trunk of the car. Like they're both in there together, and he's like,
Joe Pesci's small enough. It could happen.
Main fella got some daddy issues. Dad was a famous mobster, and he wants to prove himself.
Yeah.
He's really good at the criminal stuff as a kid, and he gets into the mobster crowd. He ends up in prison at some point with his Goodfellas, and they eventually get out. That's the main plot line.
And have some sauce.
There's some prison sauce. Dices garlic with a razor blade. Learns recipe from mom's house, and they eventually go into prison and make that prison sauce. Doesn't end with them in prison. They get out. Someone dies in prison. Right. Okay. I already covered that. They get special treatment in prison. Maybe the boss is in jail. Maybe they visit the boss or they're with the boss in jail. Some phrases or sayings that'll happen. Hey, I'm walking here.
It's not
sleeping
even
with
a
the
mobster
fishes.
one. It's like that's literally like just a New Yorker. like that's like friggin' God. What is it? Oh my God! I can't even think of that movie. Keep going.
Okay. Sleeping with the fishes. Cement shoes. You mess with the bull, you get the horns. There's a restaurant scene. Someone hides a gun in a toilet. We confirm that.
we
that was
confirm
from a
that's not in
different
this one.
movie.
So I think instead what we get is a real long, awkward silence at a restaurant. It's like these two guys are together and they're just like looking at each other.
Like they
as they're
know like something's gonna happen.
They
They're just
know
like,
something, and it's just real long, real awkward, real quiet, and it's just like cutting back and forth between the two of them.
Okay. The fellas, they do bad things. They're good at it. So they're good fellas, and they're better than the bad fellas.
Yes.
Somebody's getting popped.
Yep.
Somebody's getting made. He got made. Made means if you get made, you're getting killed.
Yeah.
He's a rat.
He's a rat's happening.
Broken broken nose. And then at the end, it's going to cut to black. Picture of real people where they are now, or the stories of what's happened with them.
And also one thing I know that's going to happen is there's like going to be a scene that's inspired a lot of other directors. And without saying what the scene really is, it's like a scene that's done in one longer take. So I know like we see it this same style with a few other directors.
Okay.
That's the only other thing like I know that and yeah.
Yeah, I was going to actually bring that up. So yeah, there is a scene, Brian, in this movie. It's a long shot and it's on a steady cam.
Yes.
And it's called the Copa shot. And that's all I'm going to say about it. So keep an eye out for that because it's one of the most famous like scenes in movie history, some say.
Huh.
So keep an eye out. When you see it, let me know.
For the Copa Cam.
Yeah, the Copa shot.
Yep.
Okay, so I have some questions for you guys.
Okay.
How is the film connected to the MCU movies?
I don't know anybody who's in this, so I don't know. Do we get a very, very young Robert Downey Jr. in this?
A very young Robert Downey Jr.
I mean, this came out this is like 1990, so he's not that young, I don't think at that point, right?
I had no idea when this movie came out. So, okay, 1990? We could get a very young... I'm just trying to think of like who looks like they would be in this movie from the MCU, right? So...
Is that what the thought is? It's an actor from the MCU is in this? Joe's not really telling us.
no,
just
he's
waiting to
not.
hear.
But I'm like assuming we're not going to see a fucking Infinity Stone.
No, you're.
I mean,
you're-
maybe they reference Thanos or something, you know?
No, this is pre-Infinity Gauntlet.
I don't think Josh Brolin's in it. I mean, he was around at the time, but he was still pretty young. I mean, Scorsese has directed actors that have been in Marvel movies, if I can remember.
What I will tell you is,
Okay.
once you see the reference, you'll know. Like,
should
you
know.
won't see De Niro and be like, oh, he could be the reference because he's in this movie and he voiced like some character in a Marvel movie. Like,
Okay.
you'll see it and you'll be like, oh, okay.
So wait, is it an actor though? It seems like you're saying it's an actor.
Yeah, it's an actor.
Oh, okay. Like,
My bet's with RDJ.
RDJ. Okay. Drew, any thoughts, or gonna just go with the RDJ?
I'm
maybe?
trying to think,
Josh
like-
Josh
it's not Brolin. It's not
Brolin,
Bridges. It's not. I'm trying to think of like well-established actors.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Robert Redford wasn't in this. Samuel Jackson.
I was gonna say, we
wasn't
getting
in
Sam
these yet.
Jackson?
So I'm not just gonna keep rattling off actors. I'll wait to see. I'll be
All
surprised.
right. Okay. Cool.
Cool. What else?
And
you got?
last question: who's Stax?
Is the
I
question who stacks or who is
is
stacks?
Stax?
Okay.
Stax is gonna be this guy that they're gonna have to kill. That's my guess. Stax is a rat, and they gotta kill him.
Stacks is their accountant who helps them keep their money clean. He's a money laundering
I like
accountant
that. Stax.
because he protects their stacks.
All right.
Stax is okay.
Awesome. All right. So we got your guesses. You guys ready to watch Goodfellas?
I'm very ready to watch Goodfellas.
Let's do it.
Based on a true story, Brian.
Oh, we got it.
There's your first correct guess.
Oh, is this the trunk, the car already? Look! He's got the knife.
Oh boy. Look at all that hair. Oh fuck. That's like a 9-inch chef knife.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Oh hell yeah.
Good on both
Yes.
of you.
For anybody.
That's Paul Sorvino. He's the big main mob boss. And interesting fact, his daughter Mira Sorvino was an up and coming actress,
At first, my parents loved
and
that
then
I
she
found a
met
job
Harvey
across the
Weinstein.
street.
Oh no.
Man, so many sandwiches are
a
getting eaten in this
A
movie.
lot of sandwiches.
We're only like 10 minutes in.
I definitely thought we were gonna see more pasta than sandwiches.
Yeah.
Never rat on your friends,
Rat.
and always keep your mouth shut.
Those are the same two things. Those are two of the same. If you do the second one, you'll never do the first one.
Yeah. Black.
And his guys, Frankie the Wop, Freddie No Nose,
No-nos.
and then there was Pete.
Funny like a clown?
No, you got it all wrong.
Is that where that comes from?
He's a big boy. He knows what he said. What'd you say? Funny how? What?
Just, you're funny.
You mean?
So?
Well, let me understand this, because maybe it's me. I'm a little fucked up, maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you.
Yeah.
I'm here to fucking amuse you.
Apparently, that happened to Joe Pesci. He said to a mobster that he was funny, and the mobster said something along
shit.
those lines. So he used that, and he kind of improv it in here. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Copacabana.
Cabana.
Copa shot.
Oh.
Here we go.
This is the shot. Yep.
That was great.
Took them 8 takes,
Oh my
but they
God.
finished before lunch. And the reason why it took them 8 takes was because that comedian right now, he kept on messing up his jokes.
At the very end. Oh, so they say.
That's funny.
Ross Geller? No, never mind.
Seeing so much of his leg right now.
Oh yeah, that's the style.
In his chest.
So Ray and Lorraine. So Henry and Karen right there.
Yeah.
The producers originally wanted Tom Cruise and who is it?
I don't know.
Madonna
That
to
sounds
play them too.
One night, Bobby
Would
Fitton
not have been
sent
the
them
same.
champagne. There was
Yeah.
nothing like it.
I mean, though, at the time, 21-year-old kid, Ray Liotta is not 21 here.
Doesn't look like it either.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's definitely Ross.
Yep.
Yeah.
With the red car.
Listen, Ross Geller, you're about to get fucked. Does he have his belt buckle on like the side of his pants?
Yeah, that's the way you fucking do it.
Is he gonna get made?
Now watch, yeah. Now watch, this guy's gonna be like, "Oh, who are you? What do you want?" Or he's gonna give him some shit. What do you want, fucko? You want something? Fucko.
Oh, pistol whip right in the face.
Yeah, that's the butt of the gun. That is the butt. He is.
Oh my. That was some really good stunt work or whatever it's called. Like that, he looked like he was.
That was
fucking-
choreographed
What is
very
that?
well.
So
I think it was stunt work.
how do you
Or they just did it in one take.
how do you
and,
make it look like he's really hitting him without hitting?
Well,
him?
he probably was hitting him. He probably had he was probably hitting him
like
with this part of his hand instead of the butt of the gun. He was like,
Yeah.
But he was. I'm sure it was also the moving and the
Yeah.
they practiced it.
My argument was like Henry Hill is an original gangster, and that's all I'll let you know. But like an original, not like OG the way we say OG now. Like original, like he's like a new kind of gangster.
Okay.
He's a new kind of gangster.
Yeah,
But when you say original, I make
yeah. It's not like original like first. Like it's
Okay.
original like he's original like creative like new.
Oh yeah.
He's got like a new style.
Yeah, exactly.
Peter or Paul.
Which one's Henry?
It was unbelievable.
The main character.
Okay.
Henry Hill. Yeah.
Karen. I think the lights are on.
The light's on. Just take a second to go shut off the light. Love what used to pass for entertainment. Hey, this guy whistles and he's got big eyes.
Holy shit!
Let's get him on the TV.
What? Was that real? Was that guy whistling with his with 3 fingers
I don't know. 2 hands.
in his mouth? Never seen anything like that in my life.
What next?
The lights are on.
I think it's the arm tattoos that are really doing it for me, but De Niro's a hunk in this one.
That dude.
Italian Jay Leno?
Italian Jay Leno is definitely ending up in a trunk. I remember seeing gray hair. It's totally that dude.
Very high pitched and grunty.
I told
Yeah,
you.
he's got a lot of guns.
You did. No, you did.
You
What are
fucking did.
What are you, fucking Donald Trump? You literally just said it. No, I didn't say it. I forgot. I have a guess as well. This is a Scorsese movie. We're probably gonna hear the Rolling Stones somewhere in this movie.
A made guy.
Said you gotta get
You
made.
think getting made means getting killed?
No, it
He
sounds
said
like
they
he was-
whacked.
you gotta
They
be a
said they
maid
whacked
if-
a made guy.
A made guy is a mobster.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like
It's someone that's
you've
a known mobster.
You've been made. Like you're in
You've
the
been caught.
mobster. You're in the mobster gang.
Is that Karen?
No. That's his special friend.
Oh.
They're just friends, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
They're just friends.
Let's be real.
That's a friend. That's
Sister?
being friends the way they're doing. what
Yeah,
they're doing.
exactly.
Could even be a sister.
Yeah. But one thing I'll tell you is, in the apartment upstairs, the lights are on.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's like foreshadowing or something. Oh no, it's daytime now.
It's daytime. So at some point, obviously, the lights
Guys,
went
no.
Oh,
out.
it's just like a friendly sleepover.
Yeah.
Friend
Yeah.
sleepover.
Yeah.
Couch and bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that another friend?
Yeah. No, he's got a lot of friends. I mean, he's a popular guy.
People do like him.
He's not like most gangsters. He's an original gangster.
So basically, one that can't handle it.
Yep.
I gotta say, good for Spider though. He didn't scream. He didn't say like.
Took it like a
what the
champ."
hell?" Yeah, he took it like those are the risks of being involved with the mob. It was an accident. Shut the fuck up.
I hate everything about that. Cause that's a personality trait that like goes beyond this movie. the like person who never admits fault. It's like, oh, so
yeah.
what? I did a thing. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
because I make a big deal out of it now because I shot him in the foot.
Yeah. They're only friends, Karen.
I'm telling you, I look in your face and I know that you're lying.
No, that's your special light.
Jesus. Well, he broke the lamp, so they're never gonna fuck again.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, oh, let's see now. He's got
Spider's
his.
foot.
Yep. Oh shit.
That was the only scripted line in the scene.
Spider's not gonna make it. Spider's
no,
gonna
look
get.
at fucking Tommy's
He's gonna
face.
get squashed. He's gonna get squashed. Yeah, look, he's already planning it. Nope.
Oh shit!
Fucking world is coming to. How do you like that?
Look at him.
What's the fucking matter?
He's the only one who's shocked.
What's the fucking matter?
So in that scene, Spider actually the actor injured his hand from the glass.
Oh
So he
shit.
was taken to the hospital, and the doctor started treating his fake gun wound.
Oh no.
Because they thought that was his injury.
Uh-oh. Special friend.
Uh-oh.
Oh fuck. We're getting some garlic with the razor blade.
Dinner was always a big good sauce.
Martin Scorsese's father.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, they're in prison right now. I would say there's some special privileges there.
Yeah.
That's a good guess.
Sure. He's smoking a goddamn cigar while he's frying up some steak.
Literally cooking up.
Program of
What did you get? He got a little treat for himself.
Oh, he did.
Oh, it's drugs.
Oh, he's popping.
yeah, training to be Epstein's guards.
Get real political on this one. I love it.
I know. Got some stones.
Coke balls.
Like bath bombs of cocaine.
Dude loves capers. Loves them in
All about the capers.
loves them at an airport, on his salad. He's just all about capers. No, don't go back up to Jimmy. That seems weird that they were gonna make him because he's really off the hook. Like do you know what I mean? Like he could.
I don't think I know what that means.
They're gonna make him. They're gonna
Like he's like
Ahead.
becoming a full-time, like I am
Like a partner.
the cream
Yes,
of the crop.
yeah, like a partner.
Yeah, like you made partner,
But-
exactly.
Like
But
when you're like
again-
at a legal firm and you're part of the names. When
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
like 6 names.
Yeah, but the thing is, he seems like a liability.
You're getting your fucking meat hands on everything.
I hate that.
Oh no, you're touching more.
It cooks out, dude.
Yeah,
Not
but
on the door.
yeah,
You don't cook the goddamn door.
Then I had the cooking to finish at home, and I had to get Lois ready for her trip.
I'm stressed out. That's too much stuff in one day. With a helicopter following you? How are you going to get it all done?
You think Lois is going to make that very important phone call from an outside line?
Yes, absolutely. You fucking
As soon as I got
idiot,
home, I
Lois.
started cooking.
What? I hate Lois so much.
What could I do? If she insisted, I had to drive her home for her goddamn hat.
What?
The cops are there. She's got to get rid of the stuff.
There's got to be a good hiding spot somewhere.
Down the drain.
You know, flush the gun too?
She's saying
She's
one.
answering your question, bud. You're getting an answer. You just don't like the answer. That's fine. Move past it. Be more constructive. Reminds me of when we moved and we lost the power cable to our oil diffuser. We were both very heartbroken. We went like a whole year without an oil diffuser. How was I supposed to go to bed? Oh, hell yeah.
Henry Hill is still in the witness protection program. In '87, he was arrested in Seattle, Washington for
Oh, they didn't make it. Henry and Karen are separated.
So that was Goodfellas.
Yeah.
What did you guys think?
All the good fellas. So many good fellas.
There are a lot of good fellas in this.
Yeah, there were a bunch of fellas, and they were good. I'll say right off the bat, I mean, the movie is a phenomenal movie. It's so well acted, directed. I mean, like, the cinematography is incredible.
Even the score, like, was not what I was expecting. I mean, we got our typical, like, Sinatra and, like, that style of stuff. But, yeah, the Stones, heard some Beatles, some Clapton.
Yeah, a lot of classic rocks. Scorsese does a lot.
It was a great score.
Loved it.
Yeah, man, it was just... It's one of those movies that, again, it's like a movie. It's a film school, like, movie to watch. You know?
Yeah.
And there's reason behind it. There's so much, just so much layered.
And it makes me super pumped for The Irishman. Cause
now I definitely want to see The Irishman. I
people
didn't
are
before,
saying-
but now I do.
people are saying The Irishman is Scorsese's best work.
Oh,
so,
wow.
I mean, we'll see. So, let's see. Let's go through some of your guesses.
Yes.
Let's see how close you were. I think you got a lot of them right. So, first line, ever since I remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Yeah.
You got
So
that
the
right.
line was right, but it wasn't the very first thing. But
Right,
It was
yeah.
Still,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and do you know what's the funny thing is? The way I remember it when I picture it in my head is actually him as the kid, like in the first time he sees like Paulie.
Yeah.
That's where I thought he said it. I thought it was literally.
okay.
So when
Yeah.
I was like, it was like a surprise to me also. Yeah.
He's a kid, starts doing work for local mobs.
Yep.
That's right.
He jumps right in there.
40s, 50s, now 70s or 80s. So yeah, it took place in 70s, 80s.
60s,
It
70s,
started
50s.
out.
Didn't
It
it start in
started
the
out in the
Yeah.
50s.
No, it was 65, right? Did it start in 65?
No, it started in 55, I think, when he was
Yeah.
a kid.
Oh, that's right. 55.
But, like,
and
the
then
scene was
80.
probably, like, 10 years. Like, the car scene was, like...
That was
Yeah,
70.
that was
That was
later. That was
70,
like
yeah.
70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when
based
he
on-
was 22.
Yeah.
A 40-year-old, 22-year-old.
Yeah.
Based on a true story. Yep. That's
Yeah?
correct. Ray, De Niro, and Joe Pesci are the Goodfellas. That was correct. Joe Pesci, high-pitched and grunty.
Yeah.
He was very grunty in this movie.
Yeah, he was a lot of grunts. I hated him so much.
Oh, Tom,
like, that
he's
whole
such a
personality is that, like, that friend that you have who's just, like, kind of a dick. And you just, like, always justifying their own behavior with, like...
Yeah.
Oh, what's the big deal? So
yeah,
what? So
yeah.
what? I hurt their
They,
feelings.
they
Whatever.
ne-
blah, blah,
never
blah.
never admit guilt and are
Yeah.
at fault.
He
Yeah.
tells
Tough
it like
guy.
it is.
Tells it like it is.
You know?
Someone
Yeah.
someone who worked on the movie who knew the real Tommy said that Joe Pesci's portrayal was like 99.9% accurate. So
That's crazy.
horrifying to know this guy. Let's see. Main character Henry likes to fuck with the lights on.
It was very accurate.
That
Every
was accurate.
time.
Every time the lights were.
Every time he did a fuck, the
burned.
lights were on.
There's a murder in the trunk of a car. Thinks he's dead, but not. Meat cleaver. Got it from his mom eating spaghetti. He takes meat cleaver from mom's house. 100% accurate.
That was the most accurate guess.
I just remember that, like, very, very accurate. Like, I remember that scene, like yeah. I just don't remember it being the very beginning of the movie. So,
I didn't remember it
Yeah.
being the beginning either.
but I literally remember, like, the whole thing where, like, guy goes in trunk, they go eat dinner, he takes knife at dinner, they go to the woods.
You did originally say meat cleaver.
Yes, but I corrected.
You did clarify before.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a meat
No,
cleaver.
it was definitely
It's just
like
like
a
a
chef's
chef's
knife.
knife. It's just a big old. I mean, that was a big chef's knife.
Yeah.
That's like a 9 or 10 inch.
Yeah. But that was there was grunty stabs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
Main fella got some daddy issues. Dad was a famous mobster, wants to prove himself. So I'm going to give you half a point there.
He had daddy issues.
He had
for
daddy
sure.
issues. His dad would beat him up and stuff. His dad wasn't a mobster. His dad didn't want to prove himself. Neither
You know,
did.
I disagree. I don't
Really?
think he had dad issues. Just because daddy like hit him and beat him up a few times, he didn't complain about his
True.
dad.
Yeah, no, that's
he
true. That's
true.
literally complained that the mailman fucked him over.
That's true. And then we never saw anything about his dad or parents ever
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, you know, that's
Yeah.
Just
true.
his brother.
I am sorry. I have to disagree.
All right, you're taking
Yeah,
a
no,
point
you know
away
what?
from your guesses.
But
That's fine.
I think you like What was the very last thing was that he said though? Wanted to prove himself.
Dad was a famous mobster.
Well, he could have been a monster. He actually was a
He was a
monster.
monster.
He was a monster because he was
Monster,
beating him with the belt in the eye.
Wants
Like
to
that's
prove
shit.
himself.
Wants to prove
to
himself.
prove
I
himself.
feel like that was accurate though, because he was like, "I'm going to do any job. I just want to do this. I want to be."
Yeah.
Remember, he even was like,
Yeah, but he didn't want to prove himself to his dad.
No. Is that what you were
know?
saying?
Yeah,
thought,
I mean,
okay,
maybe to like Polly, which could be like a father figure, but
Yeah.
like
okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm sorry to jump on board and say let's take away our points.
Yeah, I
but
think that's a point away from
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Good at crime as a kid. He was pretty
He was
good.
pretty good.
Gets into the mobster crowd. He definitely
does
got
do
into
that.
Remember, he was like, "I'm not gonna rat anybody out to go to jail," and they
Yeah.
were like, "Kid,
Yeah.
you didn't say anything to anybody. This kid's good." And there were kisses and high fives.
Yeah, that was like the ceremony. Yeah,
Yeah.
the moving up ceremony.
Yeah.
Where was I? Prison sauce. Dices garlic with a razor blade.
Yes.
Did
Yep,
do it. I mean,
got
it was a
that.
little bit of a cheat because I had seen it on like a cooking show,
Yep.
but
And you had said learns recipe from Mom's house.
that did not
That
happen.
didn't happen.
Well, we don't know where Polly learned his recipe.
That's
though.
true. He could have learned it
He
from
could learn from
Tommy's
his
mom.
It doesn't say Tommy's mom. It just says Mom's house.
Mom's house.
So-
Could be
It
any's
could have
mom.
been
Any
his
mom.
Could have,
mom's
yeah, exactly. But you're right. That wasn't expressed, so we can't give a point.
Doesn't end with them in prison. They get out. Someone dies in prison. They get out of prison legally. They got out for maybe good behavior. And it didn't end with them in prison. Oh, actually, no, it did.
I don't think anyone.
Well,
It
it
ended
did end
with
with our,
Jimmy and Polly in prison.
yeah,
Not Henry.
but not Henry. And
but
Henry's
no one died in
arguably-
prison.
No one died in prison.
No one got
it's-
shanked.
Well,
Yeah.
it did say in the credits that Polly died in prison from a respiratory issue.
Someone dies in
So
prison.
someone does die
Jimmy,
in prison.
Jimmy does
and
die in
Jimmy
prison.
also died in
Okay.
prison.
All
So,
right.
Jimmy
Yeah.
is,
so
is no,
yes,
no
people.
we get like a half point for that. There's no shanking.
I would.
That's a full point.
That's
You
a
said
full point.
someone
All we
dies in
said is
prison.
someone
Okay.
dies
All
in
right.
prison. We didn't describe how.
That's true. We're being too harsh on ourselves.
Yeah,
this time.
no.
Yeah, we
you
get that
know,
point.
the vagueness was there, and we got it.
Maybe that's
Good
the
for
key.
us.
We need to be more vague.
Yeah, there's a guy. Sweet, good job. There was a guy, Brian.
Someone walks in this one.
Yeah.
Special treatment in prison.
Yep.
Got that.
Yeah, they had, like, a whole
they had
apartment.
Steaks, lobsters. They had a whole
Yeah.
apartment exactly. Maybe the boss is in jail. They're with the boss.
Yep.
That's
They
totally
were?
true. They were with Polly. Hey, I'm walking here.
No, we didn't get a hey, I'm walking
Didn't
here.
get that.
Well,
sleeping with the fishes.
Didn't get
we didn't
that.
get that. We
We
got
got-
sleeping with the lions.
Yeah, kinda.
counts. That's like sleeping with an animal of some kind.
Cement shoes.
No cement shoes.
No
You
cement
mess
shoes.
with the bull, you get the horns.
No, didn't get that one.
Nope.
Restaurant scene. Someone hides a gun in a toilet.
No.
No, we already
Yes.
confirmed
We
that was
retracted that one,
Godfather.
yeah.
Yep. Really long, awkward silence at a restaurant.
I don't think that happened.
No,
There was definitely.
Oh, you know what? There was. It was during the funny ha ha.
Yeah, there was
funny,
definitely
ha, ha.
Oh
tension.
yeah, that's
Clown.
true. There's tension.
There was. It was pretty awkward silences there. Let's see. The fellas, they do bad things. They're good at it. Goodfellas. Better than the bad fellas.
I mean, that's
Yes,
pretty
that's
accurate.
That's pretty
you know?
accurate.
Point for
They're
that
pretty
one.
good at it. Someone's getting popped. Does someone get popped?
Well, he popped a lot of pills.
Yeah.
He popped
He-
stacks.
He popped
Pop
the
got
neighbor
stacks,
in the
yeah.
face with the butt of a
Stacks
gun.
got popped,
Yep.
not pop got stacks.
Yes, that's right. Yep, stacks got popped.
He got made. If you get made, you're getting killed. Nope.
Accurate.
Getting
That was-
made-
I'm
that was
still
me.
not clear how what getting
No,
made is.
that was me. I was completely wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, getting made means becoming like a full-time
making partner.
Yeah.
making partner
Yeah.
in the mob gangster scene. Yeah.
You get your name on the sign now.
Yeah, it's like Big Polly and like Jimmy and Frank and Henry LLC.
Yep.
Like,
Well, Jimmy can't get made because he has some
oh,
Irish
there was
blood.
definitely
Doesn't have
there was
full
Jimmy the
Italian
Eye.
blood.
Jimmy the Eye was made. Okay.
Jimmy the Eye.
Yeah.
He's a rat. That was definitely in there. Being a rat was all over this movie.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Broken nose. Was there a broken nose?
I mean, the tennis player Ross Skeller,
Ooh, yeah.
His
Not
nose
actually
definitely fucking broke.
I mean, he had a
yeah.
broken face.
Yeah,
so
his
yeah.
whole
Yeah.
his whole
Yeah.
skull was kind
Yeah.
of bashed in. Cuts to black, pictures of real people. Where are they now? Or true stories of what happened with them.
No pictures,
no
but
pictures, but it
we
had the
got the
stories.
story,
at
yeah.
the
You couldn't
very
get a
end.
picture
Yeah.
because he's in witness protection.
That's true.
Yep. That's true. How is the film connected to the MCU movies?
Oh,
Sam
Stacks.
Jackson.
Sam Jackson was in
Samuel
it.
Stacks
And
Jackson.
he was also Stax. So he wasn't the rat that they got to kill, and he wasn't the accountant who launders their money. He was kind of just the driver.
Surprisingly, there was no one laundering money. I mean, what do? You don't just
Yeah.
have $6 million. You can't just have that.
Yeah, I don't think the IRS was on their game in the 70s.
I guess that's
80s.
true. It's a little harder to like figure that shit out.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty wild.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I want to argue it really quick though.
Okay.
I think Stacks was a rat, and that's why they killed him, because he fell asleep, left the truck out, and they knew that the feds were going to start knocking at the doors, and that's why they killed Stacks, because they couldn't trust him to keep his mouth shut.
Well, no, it wasn't that they couldn't trust him to keep his mouth shut. They realized he fucked up from leaving the truck out on the street like
but the
that.
feds were going to come around. If the feds start talking to Stacks, they're just going to be like,
yeah,
"Oh no,
okay.
we trust Stacks."
So
Okay, yeah.
hang on though.
Well-
so what you said was he's a rat, and you don't become the rat until you rat. Right? Like this is kind of like
yeah.
Schrodinger's rat. Is he a
At
rat?
what point
Is he,
are you a
yeah,
rat?
at what point does he become a rat? Because he didn't ever get to be a rat.
But I think
But he
they
was
do
also
thought
a
before that
rat
happened.
Yeah.
because they were able to trace back the crime to the other people without him even having ratted.
Okay.
So he's a rat and he's not a rat at
Okay.
the same time.
He's Schrodinger's rat.
Okay. All right. That's cool. It was basically like they were trying to prevent him from becoming a rat.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. Because he wasn't a rat yet, but they were like, we're not going to let this guy be a rat.
As soon as there's a full moon,
Rat.
he starts transforming into
To a
Ratman.
Ratman.
So just a fun fact: the word or the use of the word "fuck" or all of his variations was used over 300 times in this film. So
amazing.
that's roughly like twice a minute on average,
Oh my god.
which is not surprising.
Fuckos was my favorite.
Yeah.
So
He used that a couple times.
Yeah, it was a good one.
let's see. What was your favorite scene, Drew?
Oh, man. My favorite scene in the movie... honestly, I knew it was going to happen, and it was just fun leading up to it, but I was actually bummed out that Brian wasn't as surprised when Tommy got made. He got made. He didn't get made. When Tommy got whacked.
Oh yeah.
That was like, I was like waiting for it because I'm like, this guy's getting what he deserves. But like, it happened, and I thought Brian was going to be like, what? And he was just dead silent.
Just watching like nothing happened.
Not even a noise after.
Sometimes I forget that we're doing a podcast and I'm just watching the movie.
Like, the next thing Brian said literally was, did he just push over a telephone booth? Like, so I was
He pushed over
Yeah,
a telephone
that
booth.
was
You
more
can't just
impressive.
do that.
Yeah.
Infatuated
Yeah.
by De Niro's strength.
Honestly, I'm just like, what a hunk. The entire movie. Robert De Niro is just bringing it.
Yeah.
And like more like refined over the whole thing. Like he gets the glasses at one point. I'm like, oh yeah, bring it. But and then he like pushes over a whole fucking phone booth.
Yeah.
But either way, I hated Tommy so much. I was just so stoked that he finally got it because
Yeah.
I like least favorite person in the whole movie.
Yeah.
I think that scene, or maybe even the scene with Spider,
Yep.
where he actually
yeah.
where he kills Spider.
Oh yeah.
And that may be one of my favorite scenes too, because it also, like, you knew that Tommy would fly off the handle,
Right.
but it's like you said, like you knew Tommy also is not, like, he's gonna get himself in trouble. The way
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
again, that nonchalant, no care attitude.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my thought. What about you?
That's so hard. There's a lot of really good scenes. There's
yeah,
like I liked the Copa shot. The Copa shot was
oh,
really,
yeah.
really good.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
There were two really long shots. That
yeah.
was definitely like longer.
Yeah,
but
there was a
were two
longer
really
shot
good.
near the beginning where they're also going through kind of like a restaurant and
Yeah.
a kitchen. It's very similar to the Copa shot, and that doesn't get talked about enough, I guess, because I totally forgot about that shot. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the Copa shot actually is like a big inspiration with Quentin Tarantino, I think, if I remember
okay.
correctly.
That makes sense. He does that a bit in his.
Yeah, but he usually like does it with like the group of people walking.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Okay.
but I'm pretty sure that's one of the shots he's like you can see. in
Is
his
that like
work.
hard to do? Is that why it's like
I mean,
just such a long take?
You do a long take like that. I mean, it has to be planned so perfectly,
Right.
and it depending on how many people you interact with, how much dialogue you have to do.
Yeah.
It, you know, those shots are expensive. I mean, you got to think too. You're talking about film here, and not many movies actually use film anymore because digital is so much less expensive. Film stock is so expensive. You have to do 8 takes of it, and I think you get like 16 minutes on a reel back then, maybe 30 minutes of film. I don't know, 15 to 30 minutes a reel. So like, how many takes did you say? 8 takes added to?
Yeah,
That's wild.
And it was like a 2.5 minutes full.
Yeah.
take.
Yeah.
So
That's
like
cool.
that kind of thing is it takes a lot of time. There's pressure behind it, and so yeah, I think it's kind of a like tough thing.
Yeah.
I do think that like my favorite scene is the funny like a clown.
Oh yeah. Oh good.
And I have a story. I'm gonna try to tell this really quick, but we did a music video for my band like 8 years ago, 10 years ago, where I dressed up as a clown.
Nice.
In a clown suit.
Sure.
And someone commented on the video that we made, like a clown. You think I'm funny like a clown? And I never got that reference until just now.
That's awesome.
So when I was watching it, I was like
Like
oh,
a clown.
That's what that's from. Okay.
Because you said like a clown before he even said like a
Because
clown.
I felt it was coming. Like that was where it would have come from. And I always knew it was probably a movie reference, but I never cared enough to look it up.
Yeah.
And I'd never seen this movie. So that was the first time I got that reference.
Nice. That's awesome.
I can go comment on that video now from 10 years ago.
I get it now.
No, it's just the way you tell the story. Guy's gonna be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" But nice.
All right, and so now doof meter. Where on the doof meter does this fall? I'm gonna go to Drew again.
Yeah, this falls as a 5 for me.
Nice.
This is a not only important movie in general. It's also a pop culture. Sorry, my dog is trying to literally like get into Joe's microphone. Yeah, no, this is a 5, flat out 5 because not only is it a important movie, a referenced movie, a movie that you study in film school.
Yeah.
This also has those moments that are influential throughout pop culture, throughout film since then, and not only from the references, funny like a clown, you know, and that kind of stuff. Like there's other references that have been in there that are you see, but like that's probably the biggest one that you see repeated.
Yeah.
But it's also the technical aspect of the film too. It's important to even films today, like I said, you can see inspirations in other directors, other film. It doesn't have to just be like that scene reminds me of, or I heard this before. To me, this movie is, it's just one of those ones that should be seen. Even if you don't like mobster movies, if you don't like, there's something about it that also makes it feel like it's not the, not that kind of like movie. It just has so much to it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, totally agree. And Brian?
Yeah, it's a 5 for me too.
Nice.
I definitely should have seen this sooner. It was really enjoyable. It was really good. And there's just like tons of references to things that
Yeah.
I've seen and heard before. So definitely a 5 for me too.
Awesome. And the Library of Congress totally agrees with you guys because in the year 2000, they deemed the film culturally significant and selected it to be preserved in the National Film Registry.
Oh.
So pretty cool little fun fact there.
I love that.
I think that's all I have on this.
I thought you were going to say the Library of Congress made it like a... They also ranked it a 5 on the Doof meter. And I'm like, wait a minute, they're not allowed. Well, it's trademarked.
We have
It's
that.
just for us.
We have that trademark, not trademarked.
Well, I'm really glad you guys liked it, and it's just one of my more favorite movies.
Just definitely check it out if you haven't seen it.
Awesome.
This is the part where I tell you to follow us at Reel Doofs on Twitter. That's REAL Doofs on Twitter. And then at Reel Doofs on Instagram and Facebook. And we'll be posting pictures of the process of what it's like to record these and our fan art and our guesses and stuff like that. And Drew just took a picture now.
I did, yeah. Yeah. This gem's going up.
Oh, good. Get my thick mustache.
For Movember.
For Movember, yeah.
Good guess.
Yeah, but I think this is our 10th one, so happy 10th
I
anniversary,
know.
boys.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, this has been really
Congrats.
fun. I've really liked doing
Yeah.
this,
Yeah,
and
me too.
hopefully we'll have at least another 10 more.
I mean, I would say at least 10. We have this like scheduled out through at least the end of the year.
Yeah. So that's 10 more. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
are. Do we know what our list is up to? Just out of curiosity,
108
108
No way.
movies.
with the ones we've already done, so like
Okay.
98 left.
Oh my God.
It started with like 50 something.
Yeah,
that's
so
true.
that was just
Yeah.
us sitting at the table trying to figure out what we had. And
Yeah.
Are we gonna have like a flashback episode?
remember when
Like a clip episode? Like clips?
just us
Yeah.
eating?
Just eating in the mics.
Yeah, this was great. Again, another good one. So awesome. And it was nice also being at the point of just watching the movie and being like, I think this is going to happen, instead of my normal thing in the seat, like looking over at Joe and Brian, like be like, oh, are they going to like
I
do
felt
this?
some of that today.
Yeah.
I was looking at
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I know what's happening and what's
Right.
going to happen.
There's like a scene, I think, where like one of us started talking and like something was about to happen. I think I was just like pointing at the screen, like, look. Like, yeah, awesome. You know, Brian, I think you're a funny guy.
Funny how? Funny like a clown?
Well, I mean, just comical in general.
Deborah! Oh!
Deborah.
I can't wait for the Irishman because I just want to see him in a lobster movie where he's like,
So,
Yo.
cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
During Thanksgiving, everybody I've talked to likes the canned stuff better than homemade.
wait, really?
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Oh my
Are you talking
gosh.
about the jelly?
Gelled, yeah. I prefer gelled.
Jellied is very good. I do love jelly.
Yeah.
But have you had good homemade cranberry sauce?
So
You made some good
I've
ones
just
stuff last year. didn't you?
Yeah.
But it was also kind of gel. Like it had that like consistency that I like from the gel.
Right. And you get those chunks of chewy cranberry in there.
so I don't like
Best fruit
cranberry
from a bog. Nice.
So I don't like cranberry sauce, but I've just been tasked to make homemade cranberry sauce
Why?
for Thanksgiving.
If you don't like
What a
it,
bullshit
why?
task.
And
Come on,
green bean-
Sarah.
and green bean casserole. But anyway, I
that's
don't like
a good-
cranberry
Fuck
sauce.
like green bean
Oh,
casserole.
everybody.
Really?
You're a Nazi if
It's-
you don't like
it's
it.
actually
green bean
like-
casserole?
Yes.
It's actually
Yes.
like one of the most made dishes
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving, surprisingly.
Yeah.
It is the worst.
No.
I'll eat a bowl of raw green beans before I get into some casserole bullshit.
How dare you?
So back
How
to the
dare
cranberry sauce though.
Can't keep my track.
Everybody I've talked to likes the canned stuff better. It's like, why would you homemade
It's hard.
homemade cranberry
it's
sauce?
hard. They're different because I hate the canned cranberry sauce.
Gel.
I like the cranberry like jelly. The one that you pop out and it's
so
like shaped like a
consider
can.
something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
you're talking the sauce. That's just worse homemade cranberry sauce. The canned the canned cranberry sauce that has the little bits of cranberries in it.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather the homemade.
Yeah, that definitely.
No.
But the
Yeah,
jelly
that's definitely homemade.
is my favorite, like, cranberry treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cranberry jelly, homemade cranberry sauce, cranberry juice.
I'm not
Cranberry
a big fan.
treats in
I'm not a
order.
big fan of cranberry juice, except Ocean Spray's cranberry juice light.
The light is much
The
better
light
than
is
the
so
full.
much better. I do not know why.
It's not as, like, potent.